Hello there. So you've been working hard with your member of the family or with an instructor to learn how to drive, and the time's come when you've booked your driving test in the UK, and you say to yourself, right, okay then, well, I know the test has changed because I keep seeing all these people saying about, oh, the test has changed, they've got rid of this, they've included this. I'm hoping I cover most of the information that you're going to need for the next bit. So you book a time that suits you and your instructor. There's no point in booking a ridiculous time that your instructor's not available. So you need to keep communicating with them at the same time. And then when you have booked a time and that day comes along with a time, you need to prepare for it. Most instructors will probably give you an hour before the driving test, and that hour they'll cover a bit of driving because you might not have been in the car for a week, and they'll cover some manoeuvres with you to make it easier, so it's fresh in your mind. When you do turn up for your test, turn up 5 minutes before. Don't turn up late, otherwise you might miss it. Turn up too soon, you might not be able to get in the driving test centre. So you've got to be kind of ready to go in at the right time. So I'd recommend get outside test centre about 15 minutes before you actually driving test, and just wait until 5 minutes before, and then go in then. When you're in your driving test centre, the examiner's going to ask you for your driving licence, so you need to have that with you, your provisional. And they're also going to ask you, do you want your instructor or your member of family to sit in the back of the car? That's your choice. I mean, some people say, yes, I want a mate, it makes them feel better. Some people say, no, I don't, because the pressure of someone in the back watching is going to be even worse. Your choice, it's up to you. But if you don't have them in the back of the car, the examiner's going to offer, would you like him to sit in the back after the test and listen to the debrief? It's up to you. I recommend have someone, at least one of them, just so that they can see what's happened or listen to the end. When you go outside with your examiner, they're going to give you an eyesight test, which is pretty straightforward. Reading a reg plate at over 20 metres, it's 20.5 metres. And they're also going to ask some questions. They're going to ask you one question. This is where the changes have slightly changed from the old driving test. They're going to say to you, right, okay then, can you tell me how you would, and so on. So one question you're going to get asked is a tell me question, and I'll put a list of the questions and a link below of what they are. And then you're going to sit in the car while they walk around the car, and they check that your tyres are fine. They check that there's nothing damaged on the outside of the car, so it looks like it's in roadworthy condition. They're checking that your head restraints, if they're already fitted as standard, they're actually in the car, they're not missing. And your seat belts are working. So all the safety things are actually there. They're going to explain the test to you. They'll say the test lasts 40 minutes. Follow the road ahead unless the road signs or road directions tell you otherwise. And if they want you to pull over on the left, they'll ask you. If they want to pull over on the right, they'll ask you. At that point, they'll probably say to you, right, when you're ready, start the car. Now, they might have put the Sat Nav on the dashboard at that point, because one of the new parts of the driving test is 20 minutes of independent driving following a Sat Nav. Or it could be 20 minutes of independent driving following road signs, because that's 1 in 5 will get that also. But if they've got a Sat Nav on the dashboard, they might say to you, right, well, we're going to follow the Sat Nav straight away for the next 20 minutes. So they'll have it pre-programmed, they'll press start for it. All you've got to do is listen to it and follow it. If you never use a Sat Nav, there's a video at the top there explaining some tips to understand what you should be doing. I hope it helps you out on that one. And what they could do is say to you right at the beginning, let's drive out the bay and reverse back into an empty parking space. So you could get a manoeuvre straight away also. So you could get a reverse bay park straight away. So let's assume you've driven out a test centre and you're following your Sat Nav. Along the way, they are going to pull you over and possibly do a manoeuvre. So the other manoeuvres you could get could be driving into a parking space and reversing out. You could also get pulling up the side of the road on the left in front of a car, behind a car, and driving out, getting yourself parallel to the car and reversing back behind it within 2 parking spaces, so get a parallel park. And they could also say to you, right, what I would like to do next is pick a safe spot on the right hand side of the road, park on the safe place on the right hand side of the road, reverse back 2 car lengths, and then drive off when it's safe to do so. That's another manoeuvre you could get, and there's a video on that at the top if you need to look at that as well. Now, the other thing that they could do differently, and this is one thing that people have got to practice also, it might seem easy for some people, but I'm sure there's one or two people who will find this difficult, is actually doing a show me question while you're driving. So you're driving along the road and the examiner's going to say to you, when it's safe to do so, can you show me how to demist the front window, please? The front windows. Or can you show me how to clean the front window using the window wipers and washers when it's safe to do so? And there's a video at the top there later on, so you can watch that as well. So that's going to help you to understand what they're going to do. And these are the changes that's going to happen. And they could do that on the Sat Nav part of the test, or they could do it later on the when the Sat Nav's finished. And don't forget, when you're driving, it's all about safety, isn't it? So the important thing that you've got to remember is whether you're using a Sat Nav or whether you're following road signs or whether you're listening to the examiner telling you to go left or right, is to do what you've been taught, which is how to drive safely. So when you have been driving and you think, oh God, I've just missed a mirror, you can't change what's happened. What you can do is continue to drive safely. Don't worry about what you think you've done wrong, because it might be a little driver fault. You don't know at that point there. But try and keep your standard up, because that's what you've been taught off your instructor or your member of family. And try and relax. You know, bring a bottle of water along if you have to. And the other thing, what you need to remember is that you're still on the driving test. As you're driving at the test centre at the end, you'll be surprised how many people fail the test in the last 5 minutes because they relax too much. You're concentrating. It's like you're driving at the test centre, and at that point you're going to probably drive into a parking space to park up. You're still on the driving test until you've secured the car and you've turned the engine off. At that point, the driving test has ended. So then you can relax. And then just remember, once you've passed your driving test and you're driving on your own, it's like a little driving test for you at that point there, because you're going to continue to drive safely. Okay, so good luck with your driving test. I hope this video helps you to understand the changes and what you're expected to do on your driving test. Safe driving and good luck.